Hey guys, Clumsy here. And welcome back to Clumsy Trucking Friday. How's everybody doing? Scotsman first for real this time. Doesn't happen often. Hey geeks. I think we're dropping that bit by bit. Let's see though. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining me, Scotsman. We have Tom, new intro music, I don't like it. That was just the warm-up music, the main intro music remains the same. Hey Patrick, glad you could join again. GG, indeed. How are you, Alex? Mr. Whoops, I was actually farming offline while listening to some podcasts a while ago. Quite a relaxing experience and quite productive. I'll tell you more about it later. You finished your drop-off. Nice. Thanks, Alex. Glad you made it. How was Raft? Sorry couldn't drop by. Hey, Geek Squad. Thanks for making it today. We're farming on the Raft too. Nice. So yeah, you unlocked farming already. Are you planting those colorful plants for dyeing? A llama, a chicken, and a goat. Where'd you find all the space in the raft? Interesting. Maybe I should drop by soon, huh? One of these days. Anyway, let me load up the game. We are going for ETS2 today. For Kriechbaum sounds, which I've been so loving. We've had 2 videos in the channel this week about that. One is the mod spotlight, one is the silent trucking. And I was listening to the silent trucking episode, the one I made, because someone reported some lag. Couldn't find any laggy parts, but I did enjoy the sound so much that I wanted to drive with it today, the entire stream. So this is the one, Scania DC13 engine sound mod. Exclamation point mods gets you the entire list. Just look for this one by Kriechbaum. Or if you're watching this on YouTube by this time, that means you're watching the replay, then that should be, the mods list should be in the video description. In addition, as you guys suggested last time, thanks for reminding me that Chris45 has a trailer pack. I want to explore this today as well. So we'll be doing some configuring. We might buy a new truck. Not going with the tandem setup today, but more for heavy hauling. And let's see how that works. I also modified a bit the frame rate. I limited my frame rate to 60 FPS. So we can increase the graphics quality a bit, so you guys can at least notice the quality improvements. And yes, my game has been crashing as I was trying to buy new trucks. Yeah, thanks Geek Squad. Yeah, thanks for reporting it. So I guess it was just laggy on that guy's end. Raft is bigger now. Oh, interesting. I definitely have to drop by then. Heavy haulers. Iveco. Scotsman will love that then. He will tend to agree with that. Now, I think as a result, when you enable Chris45's trailer pack, or any trailer pack for that matter, like Jazzy Cats, adding a lot of cargo, a lot of models, it will take longer to load. But thankfully, it won't be that long, as long as it doesn't recalculate the GPS. There you go. Good. So if we look at the freight market, we should see a lot of interesting looking trailers. Look at that, 63-ton heavy pressure vessel. 45-ton portable power station. So lots of these interesting trailers. Train undercarriage, industrial boiler components. So it looks like lots of heavy stuff here. So might as well equip ourselves as such. Not sure if I have any paint jobs available though, but we'll see. We'll make it a simple, straightforward setup if we can. Where was that? I don't have a preset like that. Yeah, my game crashes when I hit the fleet configs. So I must have an old truck there somewhere. So let's go for RJLs. Hey Calvin. Hey Doggy P. Glad you guys could join. Yes. Back to trucking. Back to trucking. Let's go for a large truck. Let's go for an 8x. You guys want you guys want to go all out? That might be exaggerated. I think an 8x4 would be enough. It might even be exaggerated in its own, but we'll see. Now the trick here is to get those DC13, the Euro 6 variant. I think as long as it's Euro 6 and DC13, it should work. As long as it's not a V8. Just not sure how to distinguish which one is a V8, but I think that one we can handle. DC13 Euro 6, that's the best one we can manage. Let's go with that. Good question. How are you guys doing? What have you been busy with? Trucking? Real life? 3.08. That should be enough. I am doing good as well. Excited for the convoy tomorrow too. Are you guys going to be able to join in? Either as a viewer or as a part of the convoy? The thing I absolutely loved, which got me entirely hooked, was the blinker sounds. When I was listening to the silent trucking video from this week, the blinker sounds were so ASMR-ish. I think I watched for at least 5 minutes my own video, and I don't do that often. Yeah, I don't have any fancy paint jobs here, unfortunately. So I think we'll have to... The red one looked very nice though. Very classy. Red ruby. Let's go with that. Kriechbaum EVR, mix of both if possible. Mixing is quite tricky, especially because EVR blocked his mod. He locked his mod, so you cannot really modify it. But it depends on which truck. I think I've done a similar setup like this before, red and black. But it kind of just fits, doesn't it? Hey, Name. Glad you made it today. How have you been? Let's go with that, but let's go with a painted bumper. Should be this one. 6 series is what we're going with today. High. I don't want low because we might need to go off-road a bit. Let's just go painted parts here. There you go. Thanks for letting them know about the timing, Alex. Kind of works, doesn't it? That will be tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will be 36 hours from now. Something like that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for following, guys. We're just warming up, getting some configs done quickly, and then we'll get on the road. I didn't want to paint modern plus plastic combi. You like the Kriechbaum ones better? For me, it depends on the truck. Some I like Kriechbaums, some I like EVRs. For this truck in particular, I think I like Kriechbaums better. Paint plus plastic is what I like. There you go, that's perfect. Let's add a windshield. Good to hear, Geek Squad. Hope you're enjoying that experience. You find the Kriechbaum mods for Scania next gen a bit too loud. Yes. I think overall, I like EVRs better. But the engine itself, I like Kriechbaum's better. The engine itself. But everything else, the switches, normally I like EVRs. But for this particular truck, I'm really liking this rendition from Kriechbaum. Stock paint. Yar, Jack. I've been hearing stories from Alex about your raft experience. Looks like lots of things going on. Sounds exciting. Wish I could have dropped by. Hopefully I can do that next time. That looks ugly. I wish there was like a black background and paint thing. Paint letterings like this one. Maybe I can do a paint one. Jack is a proper captain now. Oh yeah, that's a full-blown ship now, right? I think you cannot call it anymore. You can't call it anymore a raft with all the goodies that you've added. What is my favorite engine sound by EVR? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, it's so hard to choose. From the top of my head, and I probably have forgotten quite a number of them, the Volvo FH sounds probably. Like interior, cab parts. I think I'd like that painted look, so we can continue to have that. Plastic and paint rather. Do we need a spoiler if we're doing heavy haul? Maybe not, just a short one. Looks much cooler though with it, huh? Looks much more massive. I think we'll go with that one. New 2. I like that black, how do you call that? Like fin at the end. New 2. We'll have to fill in this gap. There we go. Flat paint. I think that's old. Actually, which one fits better? I think that looks better, yeah. A little side skirt action. No worries, Calvin. This is Chris45's trailer pack. So it's not all heavy haul, but it does have some interesting goodies they wanted to try out. We need some beacons as well, probably. So we'll need some additions in here. Too bad there are no painted parts in here. Or is there like a just a beacon like that? Oh, these won't look good though. Maybe this one. Yeah, that can work, huh? That can work. A simple one here would not be too bad. Just add some headlights. Oh, I didn't have the hella lights in here. I think I disabled it because of incompatibilities. And this one doesn't really fit. Let's not add bells and whistles. Let's keep it simple. No roof grill. Let's just add some air horns at the back. Which one was it? That should be okay. Simple setup. Did I miss any spots, guys? Any major spots? I don't like bells and whistles. Simple things should be enough. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go with the tires here. Call them cab spoilers. Yeah, that's a good name. That might actually be what it's called. Do we go full on paint here? I'm not sure if it works, but let's try. Something like that, maybe. Make that black. That kind of fits. Make that all red. Ooh, no. That one can work though. Too much. Sag. I'm not sure if I like the painted stuff though. I think I'd like it to be more simple. Something like this maybe. Yeah, just for heavy haul really. No chrome. Just a work truck. Elite rider that's not chrome. That one. Let me just get into this one, guys. I'll get back to you in a bit. There's no elite rider in here. Standard. Dark silver maybe. That's as flourish as we could get. Oh, the Raven one. I do like the Raven hub. Yeah, let's go with the Raven hub. Dark silver, Raven nuts, and Raven hub. Same here. I like that one. Getting back to you in a few seconds. Alright, did I miss anything? The Big D beacon pack. Actually not. Where do you find it? I think I used a Bastrepas before, but it's not... I don't think it's compatible with the latest version. I can't remember. I think someone did a manual conversion, but I wanted the official thing. So I don't think I've downloaded it at all. $5 AM your time. Wow, super early. Well, you can follow later on when you wake up. But yeah, thanks. 20 minutes passed already. Wow, that's so fast, huh? Time flies. Don't worry, we're almost done. Mrs. Clumsy hates that when I say we're almost done. And we're not yet. But we are getting there. So, just a few more minutes. Hopefully. How about some fenders? Side plate action. I can recover paint. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I like a side plate in there. Yeah, that looks kind of nice. I do want some fenders as well. Yeah, perfect, exactly. Keep that open so we don't limit ourselves. We don't hit any of the possible low config trailers there. That kind of looks good. Like that. Simple stuff. Euro 6 supposedly. Ah, quite different look now. With cover, I think I like it a bit exposed. Looks a tad better. Okay. I don't like it. You're new to Geek Squad. You must love the DLC then, huh? Where's my logo? There we go. Thank you. Here, I remember we can put in some Scania stuff. Yeah, all three models of trucks. Comes with the Mighty Griffin pack. Very nice. Here we can have the Clumsy mug. And there, the logo. All out. That looks nice. Good. 353k. Alright, let's get that one. Wow, that looks massive, huh? Put it in the Linkoping Garage. Perfect. Let's get a driver for that guy, but first let me save just in case it crashes. Okay. Driver, and then we switch. Utah Jazz. I think during my short stint as a basketball fan, I got exposed to that team just a bit. I missed somebody. Manigandanaus. Interesting name. Welcome to the stream, man. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Just that. Perfect. Now let's adjust the mirrors. It's been a long time since I've done heavy hauls, so might get tricky for a bit, guys. But it always is when I drive, isn't it? So I guess nothing changes in that regard. Okay, finally, we'll have a chance to hear some Kriechbaum sounds if you haven't heard it yet. I hope it is though. Is it? I don't think it is though. Crap. Not so sure. No, it might be. I think it is. You guys let me know. The sound expert. Thanks a lot, Alex. Alright, I'll add that. Doing good, man. Doing good. Excited for the weekend and excited for our convoy. Yes, these are Kriechbaum sounds because of the indicators, I think. I got it right, but I'll need your assistance to double check. Alright, let's start from here. Let's see what trailer we can get. I hope there's something heavy. Hey NL, glad you made it, man. How are you? Going for some Chris45 trailers here, and of course there is nothing where we are. Okay, there seems to be a lot in Berlin though. Oh, look at that. There's a Squirrel Logistics trailer. That's nice. Oh, that's definitely from Chris45. I do want to make our way towards Spain. If we could. That looks interesting. Heavy arched bridge beam. 56 tons. Wow. Or a cat heavy crane. That looks promising actually. I like that. From Germany to France. Does anyone know if this includes AI trailers or just freight market trailers? I know they don't have owned versions. 45 different beacons, oh my goodness. Doing great, man. Just warming up. Erfurt. Let's try this first. Short hauls for tests. just freight market, no AI. I think so too. Which is a good thing, because if AI is there, then that means the LODs have to be there as well, which is a very hard thing to do. Having to model multiple things. If you don't include the LODs, then it can be very laggy. Which is why I try to avoid Jazzicat's packs. Although recently though, I started thinking about it again. If I wanted that. And look at that. Is this where we're getting it? Doesn't look right. Why would they have a heavy arch bridge beam in a farm? But fine. Okay. Press N. Well, I do have air horn, so I think it sounds different. But I think if I remove those, the sound will change. Now where is that trailer? To the back. How timely that we get a job from a farm, huh? Just as we've been farming the past 2 days. I'm absolutely hooked in Farm Sim. Super relaxing. Hey, thanks man. Yeah, we're celebrating that tomorrow with a convoy. 8 PM Singapore time. Cheater! Mom! Oh, it's not that huge. Jadar, maybe. Steerable axle. Yeah, it's not that bulky, it's not that daunting looking. Okay, that doesn't look good. I thought all the trailers were compatible with advanced trailer coupling. Maybe I just have to slow down. There we go. That actually fits quite well, doesn't it? I don't think I even need beacons here. Do I? No, I don't think so. Although we do have beacons in there, but they don't light up. Okay, let's turn that on anyway, just to be on the safe side. Interesting, 56 tons. Yeah, I kind of missed hauling around different kinds of trailers for a change. Oh, that's heavy. Ugh. Favorite truck. Oh, it's a hard one. I change my mind every so often. But probably the Scania 4 series. Platinum edition of Farm Sim going to be free too. It still says coming soon. Oh, that's going to be amazing. RGL forgot to add hitbox in this version. You have to go slower, just disable advanced coupling until next release. Ah, okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Thanks, EK, and welcome back. That's some pretty hard grass. And we're stuck as early as now. Okay. It does have steerable axles, but it's still quite tricky. Throws me off a bit. That would be great if it would be free. Although I have heard not so good things about the Platinum Edition. Well, maybe if it was free, everything would be good. But if you were to buy it, it won't be that worth it. Because it basically adds new vehicles. Look at that! Farming hype! Hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for the follow. That was me a while ago. Farming. Driving a tractor around. Carrying poop and water. Very clumsy, hit the bush. Hardest bush ever. It's free now, NL. You don't need to buy it at all. In the Epic Game Store, I think. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. I think I should have gotten the one with the crawler gears. Yeah, I think this is Kriechbaum's. So good. You know what, actually let me maybe turn off the music so we can focus on the goodness of the engine sounds. One sec. The Platinum Edition, I heard, is adding a lot of vehicles. I think there's a specific brand. I think it's a well-known brand in the farming industry. Of course, I don't know it, but it's just that, I think. No new maps, no new features. So, in my point of view, it seems like something that, I don't know, mod authors can do. That's how it appeared to me, but I'm no expert in farming. I'm not sure if I want to see my fuel consumption. But yeah, let's do it anyway. The instant at least. Glass, that's the one. The game is very, very good. Like, imagine a world. You have a map. So this is, I think, the major misconception, which is what got me as well. I've always been thinking of farming as field work, and you may or may not like that. I personally am not a huge fan of the field work itself, so I was not so much into it. It was a bit grindy for me. But I didn't realize, depending on the map you play in, and the map we're playing in right now is amazing, Sussex Farms, you could do so much more. You could deliver stuff, like be a logistics guy, buy stuff from here, sell it on this other side of the map, and supply different farms, and sell other things, take care of animals. So there is so much you can do depending on the map you're in, that you're not really just limited to farming itself. And it's just such an immersive experience. Like, trucking is one part of it, and then you can do farming, and then you can do loading, and you can actually work on the forklifts and stuff like that, and carry the pallets, load them on the trailer. So all the stuff that you wanted to do in trucking, it's like loading the goods, you do that there, and you can essentially do the same thing. It's not as hardcore a simulation, so it's a bit arcadey, the physics, the driving mechanics, so you don't get this level of detail, but you are able to do so much. So that's the trade-off. It supports first person, it supports track IR, so in a way you can be very immersed in that world as well. That's actually what got me hooked. So many other things to do. Would you say that you're a patient person? I've been called as such. I do have my moments. I'm not always patient though. I can be patient when necessary, but I prefer not to exercise it if I could. I'm looking around and I'm seeing stuff in the AI. I think Chris45 might have AI trailers. Can you guys help me look and see? Also, let me know if you're getting any lag of some sort, okay? Trying to monitor my system. I do have SIPS traffic density enabled, so we do have more AI cars on the road, but that results in laggier possibilities as well. SnowRunner. Actually, I don't know. I saw that Squirrel released a video today though. Were you able to watch that? I have no news about SnowRunner at all. So if you guys do, share to the chat. so we can talk about it. Over 35 faithfully reproduced vehicles and tools from class is the platinum bonus. So it's I was reading the Steam reviews, and I know that shouldn't be that shouldn't be a reliable source of information, but some of the items that were mentioned made sense. Like if it was purely like mainly class stuff, maybe it would have been better to name it the class DLC. I don't know, but for me, putting a platinum in there entails, I don't know, it brings about a huge expectation of adding so much more to the base game. That's my opinion. I'm not an expert at it though. I haven't bought many platinum stuffs because I'm a cheapskate and I just mainly buy the standard edition of most of the stuff. So maybe you guys have more experience about other platinum editions in other games. Willkommen, Hessen. +1 combine, 1 forest harvester, and 1 tractor. Nice. Q1 2020. Wow, that's pretty close. So sometime in the next 2 months. Cool. This is a strange name for a class DLC. Right. That was my impression. But maybe it's worth it if you get to drive the class vehicles then. And if it's free, then that's a completely different item. Let's take a photo here. First mod you're downloading is a K-Stream tractor. There is such a thing, a literal steam tractor? Maybe in the olden days, huh? It was really a thing. I do like this shot though. Let's use that. I think we need more length on the trailer. Show that a bit more dramatically. A bit wider. That can work. Our cab looks a bit oversized though, doesn't it, for this kind of trailers? Like it's not too proportional, like big head mode. Oh yes, there were steam tractors. Ah, nice. Chat has a number of farmers. Oh yeah. It's a very interesting game. If it continues this trend, and if the interest goes up more, we might actually be able to rent a private server and have the VI geeks, the Twitch subs and the $3 patrons and up be able to join that, because they'll basically be funding the server. Oh man, this is a cool junction. It does feel a bit light though on the wheel. It feels a bit like the truck is tilted up a bit. Man, I love those blinkers. I was a bit tempted to ask about that, Alex, but I erred on the side of decency. But thanks for clearing that up. Oh my goodness. And now karma strikes. This is super heavy. I was going to say bad things about that truck on the right, about how slow it was, but now we're in exactly the same boat. Now it's a proper race. And I think he's beating me to it. Goodness. There are mods for Steam equipment. Cool. If you guys have any mods that you are keen on trying out, share it in the Farm Sim channel in the Discord. And if people agree, then I will download it and we can play with that during the next farming stream. Win! Overtake, thank you. Wait a minute, are we turning right? I don't think we're turning right anyway. Maybe. We'll see. They came out much later. Oh. So you were able to reach the horses era. Carabaos and stuff. Quite some interesting roads here. Are you guys familiar with this area? If this is part of the Germany reworks by SCS, or are we in Pro Mods country already? Oh crap. You haven't been really slacking off, but looks like really strict timelines on this one. On the trailer truck next to you, the DAF one? Actually, I didn't notice. What did you guys see? What was it carrying? I think... But yeah, I think Chris45 also includes some AI trailers based on what I'm seeing on the road. Let's keep our eyes peeled and try to spot them. Intro, really super. Music, love it. Thanks! Glad you like it. There we go. Slow down a bit here. Slow down a lot because we are really picking up some speed. Wow. We're not slowing down even at 4 levels of retarder. The momentum is real. Good. There we go. Phew. So we stay on the left side. I think we're going to Frankfurt, right? Yes, in the group. Lots of interesting trailers on the road. Quite nice. So for the convoy tomorrow, guys, any preferences on where we go? I think I want to start in Kirkenes, or I'll be making on my way there. Because if you remember the last convoy we had, the last MP session we had, we were trying to make our way there but couldn't quite make it in time. So I want to see what the fuss is all about. Maybe we assemble there and then we go somewhere, maybe to the UK. After all, we have Pro Mods and we will probably have a lot of folks from the UK if the audience analytics is anything to get an idea about in the channel. I think we have a lot of people from the UK, so maybe that will work. Maybe people will like that, and that will be a very long convoy. Searching for a tanker that has no dolly. Oh yes please, yes please. I was doing the deliveries a while ago offline, as I mentioned, by listening to podcasts, and I saw this farm. There's actually a farm right in front of our farm, in front of our base. You know that farm with the scarecrow? Apparently you can also deliver to that, but it's so hard to deliver, especially the water, because you would really need to back up into it. So I had to go through his fields. I hope he didn't get mad. They had to literally run over his fields just to deliver the water in there. Any channel update? What kind of update do you mean? Let's go here, 60. Okay, let's slow down to 40. And yes, by the way, I finally removed the winter physics now from this one. I think, if I remember correctly. It's not that bulky, thank goodness. Just a bit heavy. Heavy stuff, good. Oh man. Those indicator sounds are just... I think this is my favorite blinker sounds. I am a huge fan of those blinker sounds. A lot of trucks have very nice sounds like that, but I think these ones are my absolute favorite. So clicky. Yeah, if you listen to them closely, just close your eyes, you'll actually feel a tingle, that ASMR tingle. If you guys have experienced that before, can be a trigger. Very nice. Also, how is the engine sound for you guys? Do you want it a bit louder? Because currently it's set to, I think, the default level 1. I can make it louder if you want to hear more of it. Hear the turbo whine. You can hear the engine as it struggles, especially up ramps. All that stuff. That's the one. Yeah, exactly. That's the channel update. Oh man, loving these bridges in Germany. So nice. Looking good. By the way, in the farm, we finished the large contract for sowing potatoes. So we earned the 40,000 there. I basically made the helper do it. I did a subcontracting thing. Is that how you call it? So I was contracted by someone. They hired me, and then I hired someone else to do the job. What's happening, guys? Oi! That guy. Yeah, we finished it. So I was doing some deliveries while manure in water deliveries while the helper was working on that field. Hey Raz! There you go. Slave labor. That's the one. Thanks for joining. Any mod in particular you're interested about? I might be able to provide more context because the list can be quite intimidating in the beginning. Man, hear that purr, especially in the lower revs, how bassy that gets. Who was the one who said it? There were some comments in the channel about Kriechbaum versus EVR sounds, and one was about EVR having better recording equipment, like much more professional. I think Kriechbaum just has a single recorder. EVR has the full-blown thing. So in terms of equipment, EVR has the best, but I think mixing-wise, Kriechbaum really knows how to mix and add this kind of, I don't know, he has a talent for it. I mean, EVR also has it, but Kriechbaum might have the edge on that mixing part. So if you're thinking like combining them, EVR recording, then Kriechbaum mixing, goodness, what kind of result we'll get there. The best of both worlds. Look at those interesting trailers there. It's even the logo. Scotsman would love that. JC vehicles and pro mods. Ah, I see. VR, cool. You can tell me about all of them, please. Which one is this, Jack? Which topic are we talking about again? Sorry. My tendency to jump topics is getting the better of me when I try to catch up with chat. That looks decent. Quite close to that other trailer, but I think this will fly. Yeah, there we go. Might be late though. 4K VR headset. What resolutions do VR headsets come with right now? Oh, look at that. Not late. Nice. Was close, but not late. Cool stuff. Right. Let's get the music back in. Bit more relaxed feel. Not very relaxing music, but you get the point. In your opinion, if Kriechbaum had the equipment the EVR has sounds we would get from him. I didn't quite get that, Calvin. What did you mean? If Kriechbaum had the equipment, all of your mods. Oh, that will take the entire stream, that's true. Look at this. 22-ton circuit breaker, looks interesting. Oh yeah, these are the trailers we saw. Steam logo. 060. Is that how you call it? Roadworks, barriers. Quite interesting stuff here, huh? Nice. There is one that goes to Spain, but it's a box trailer. Can you give me something a bit more with a spice? Okay, let's go into Sweden. Finland. Wow. Israel? Goodness. 1280 by 1440. Ah, I see. HP reverb is 2160. Cool. Getting there. I guess it's a very different thing, huh? You have like higher requirements when it's that close to your eye. You tend to notice more the resolution, so it needs to be higher. Because normally like a 1080 monitor would be more than enough for most people. But if you put that in your eye, maybe it will be more sensitive. You'll notice it more. Let's go with this one, the Steam logo. Kinda looks nice. That's the one, but I think we have to go through there first. Pick it up. How was the fuel consumption for that trip? I don't think it will be very good. 58.5. Yikes. Let's not show that. Let's hide that from Scotsman, or we'll never hear the end of it. Zero bogie wheels, 6 main wheels, and 0 coal trolley wheels combination. Ah, is that accurate from what is shown from this guy? Let's take a closer look at that logo when we load it up. The new Pimax 8K. Goodness. Real 4K. Wow. So that must require a huge amount of firepower, huh, from graphics graphics cards. Might be making the most of those new GPUs that are coming out this year. Engine used for switching cars in a freight yard or industrial facility. Should only have 3 wheels each side. It seems like it. Seems correct. Okay, let's slow it down, as EK said, so we don't get into those collisions. Not quite. It looks good to me, but maybe... Oh, it's a bit off. $2080 or higher. I can imagine. Oh yeah, that's off. There you go. Thank you. I think there's a bit of leeway in there. So the loco is... yeah, that's right. 3 wheels each side. Bogie wheels, trolley wheels. British Railways, it says. Oh, and this time the beacons are working. Cool. Oversized load. And I'm guessing that these are steerable axles as well on the trailer. Oh, hear that sound. That's so good from the outside here. Weird cosmic experience. New PC built sometime this year. Yes. We are all looking forward to what that can dish out, if it's going to be the 3080 Ti or some other name. Let's increase the sound volume a bit. Drown out our ears. Give me a few seconds. There you go. Oh, I think that's better. I think we'll be able to appreciate the sounds more this way. So do we have steerable axles? We kind of do, yes. Not that much. Not that exaggerated, but they do help with the steering. I think that's just the right amount. You definitely have to take a photo there if we get on it, and it looks like we will. Nice looking bridge. Looking at my GPU load, only 88%. Interesting. Have a look at the benchmark here. 57 FPS. What's getting the limit here? 59. So I'm capping it to 60. And I guess there's a few stutters here and there. Yeah, I don't think it's getting capped. So we're basically hitting 60 FPS, more or less. Probably less. That's better. So the system isn't filled to the brim. You're driving an Actros with Kriechbaum sounds. Does he have... I'm trying to remember. Is that one of the recent ones? Is that one of the ones he recorded himself already? Or is it during the time when he was still getting sounds from YouTube and then mixing them? What was that guy doing? Why does he not move? Now he moves. Okay. Take a photo go later there. Excuse me. Oh, so heavy. There we go. And past this roundabout. Stay on the right side here. Don't think we can afford to be in the inner lane. One 471 engine sound. Cool stuff. It sounds familiar. I think I had driven with that at one point. Interesting trailers. Now I'm not sure which packs this came from. So I've seen so many different designs. So I think I have Traffic Maniacs. I have Sizzles maybe, if I re-enabled it. And now we have Chris45. Read in the SCS forums, you must change a value in the sound SII for the retarder sound. Over the Actros. Yeah, I think so. But for this truck in particular, not really needed. Oh, thanks, Alex. Didn't realize that was not yet posted. Twitch has a thing against the word retarder. Understandably so. Offenbacher. Kreuz? No idea how to read that. Retarder, that's true. Because if I try the retarder here, yeah, we definitely have retarder sounds. But I think in the Actros it's not common. But I think that's mainly because the Actros, did I read it correctly? It doesn't have retarder, I think. I think it uses more engine brakes. That's why the sounds also don't have retarders sounds there. Something along those lines, if I remember correctly. Squeeze in, please. Thank you. That's the one. Oh, I remember this. Yes. This part is familiar to me. Flying to Frankfurt on March again. I'm hoping by that time the virus has been stabilized already, because at the moment it's not looking good. How is it on your end, guys? Do you have a lot of news regarding the virus that's spreading around, or is it not a big item yet in your place? Because here it's becoming very rampant, and the panic is starting to rise, and we are feeling the tension, because we have, I think, 13 cases already in Singapore, and the government is issuing notices regulating the masks, because people have started hoarding surgical masks, so you can't find any mask in the stores anymore, whether it's in the physical or in the virtual, the online stores. All the masks are sold out, so the government has their own mask supply, and now they're, I think, trying to regulate it so that people stop hoarding. But yeah, people are starting to get scared. And then I mostly do online grocery shopping. This usual stuff I order from interestingly enough, they don't have any slots for delivery until next week. Normally, you could get it the next day. But I think that's because there are so many people ordering goods and don't want to go outside the house anymore. They're just doing online ordering. And then all the canned goods are sold out. So it appears to me like some people have started hoarding canned goods, preparing themselves to lock themselves inside their houses. That's how it appears. So it's becoming more and more serious. And even in our companies, our full-time work, me and Mrs. Clumsy's, they're issuing notices about it already. Yeah, 9 a.m. for me. Thanks, Alex. Alright, enjoy dinner, Geek Squad. It's in Chicago, and the first human-to-human contact with it has been reported, and you're a bit worried. Yeah, it is a bit worrisome. In Singapore, I think all of the confirmed cases... Oh crap. Oh crap. This is going to be bad. Oh, okay. We might have a bit of trouble here. If I need to move up a bit. No, truck cannot handle it on its own. I need a springboard. This guy will be the volunteer. There you go. Thank you. Okay, we're moving bit by bit. This feels like Grand Utopia. You hear that gurgling, like the engine drowning or something. Not the best sound. At the brink of dying out. Oh my goodness. Okay, and now it dies. Oh crap. This is hard. To stay in South Africa, I don't have much conversation about the virus yet. Yeah. I think it's not yet there. Hopefully it stays that way. I also had the soft lockdown. I don't think I have low gears. I don't have low gears, dang it. Some idiot had a weapon looking iPhone. Ah, I see. Goodness, that's scary. Locking the differential, I don't think it will. It's for wheel slip usually. I think I'll have to go automatic and see if it can bring me across somehow. Because our setup is not the best. The transmission I chose is not the best for it. Yeah, automatic can handle it. I think there's a bit of a cheat in there. Transmission change in the middle of the highway. Oh yes. Instantaneous. There we go. Thank you, automatic transmission. Hey Blah, sorry, wasn't able to see that. Welcome back, man. I've been working on the farm. Offline. Enjoying it. Found another farm in front of our base. Supplied some poop and water to it. Don't mention. Okay. That's what you call dynamic transmission. It's a new invention. But they do have that nowadays, right? They shifting to manual and automatic. Using the gears. Just not on this level, I guess. There we go. We are back. Did I just pass through the bridge without taking a photo a while ago? Dang it. Or did we not pass through the bridge at all? This will do. Bad Wi-Fi. No worries, blah. Thanks for dropping by. National Railway Museum. Nice. No worries, blah. Not in a rush to try out new mods because there's so much to explore still anyway. Big head Scania hype. Let's focus a bit more on the trailer. Something like that. Could work. Hey Ron! Where are you off to? Where have you gone? Welcome back. Oh crap, here we go again. Let's make sure not to end up in that pickle later on. You can set a key for changing between automatic and manual run. I've read about that, although I haven't tried it myself. Is there a key binding for it? That would be cool. Let me see. Let's have a look. Yeah. And also let me change the sound again. I think it's a bit too loud. Let's go for something in the middle, 1.5. So let's see, keys and buttons. That one, gearbox switch automatic sequential. But it's sequential, it's not automatic H shifter. Yeah, that might be a problem. That looks new as well. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, but I think it will only switch to sequential because what I need is from real automatic to H shifter, not real automatic to sequential. So it might not work. You've just been farming. Oh, nice. We've been farming too. Really enjoying it. Going through are more just helpful mods, not any that change things. Ah, yes, that's perfect. Yeah, that's the one I need. That's the one I would enjoy having. Not anything cheaty, not anything extravagant, but something that just makes more sense. Awesome. Apparently someone invented it already, shifting to automatic and manual in a hit of a key. Someone beat me to it. Anyway, so yeah, things are a bit more, what do you say, a bit scary. Things are getting serious, and I think there was an announcement from WHO, World Health Organization, that it's now a global crisis. I think they've been holding off on that decision for a few days, but now they've confirmed it, and now they're really classifying it as such. Oh man, look at that train. Beautiful. So yeah, we have to be very careful. Hygiene. Keep hydrated. And yes, unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of bias against people from China, whether they deserve it or not. You can't help but try to keep your distance instance, we have like directives now. If you've been in China, anywhere in China, the last 2 weeks, then you have to report yourself and you have to be in quarantine, like things like that, to be on the safe side. And some companies, actually, even if you don't go to China, but if you've been in contact from people from China, that you have to report it and get yourself monitored as well. So it's not like hardcore quarantine, but they just like know that you're one of the they add you to that list, and so you monitor if you get any symptoms moving forward, because it's very sneaky. We also watched this episode from Netflix. There's this Explained series, and there's an episode about pandemics, and it highlights how that works. So the combinations of the different viruses from different species, they kind of merge, become a super virus. That is why humans are not able to defend against them from the beginning, because they mutate into something else that the body doesn't recognize. Something like that. Quite interesting how that works. It's quite scary too. But yeah, we have some very brilliant minds working round the clock from different countries. So hopefully they find a way. The best we can do for now is really do our part. Stay vigilant. Eggs are worth £1,000 each. Mod. How cheaty can that get? Is it me, or did the sounds actually sound... Are they much louder now than before? Or maybe I just adjusted my headset that way. Let me go back to 1. I think 1 is enough. Boss console sound 1.5, default 1. Let's go to 1. Should be okay. Yeah, that's enough. Airbox will make you rich. Yes, keybind option works for keyboard players, definitely. That works a lot. It's a great technique if you want to switch from automatic to manual sequential. We're concerned that there will be a virus that is vaccine antibiotic resistant that will spread like wildfire around the world. Well, that's what these viruses are in the beginning. Like, you guys remember SARS? That was what it was. What they said was, I might be mixing stuff up, but there was an incident where viruses from people and then viruses from birds mixed together. And when that was... No. Yeah, this is quite interesting. If you haven't watched that episode yet, I highly suggest you do, just for knowledge. So, in this particular instance, humans have their own viruses, and those ones we can, how do you say, we can fight against them. We have antibodies for them or something like that. Oh, look at those. Is that a nuclear power plant? And then birds have their own viruses, and they have they don't get they can fight against that. And normally those two viruses cannot infect each other. It's like the virus birds cannot infect humans, and the human viruses cannot infect birds. But somehow, when those two different types of viruses are those types can get into pigs. So what happened was, a pig contracted the human virus and at the same time the bird virus, and those two viruses mutated. It became a human/bird virus, and that one can infect both humans and birds. And since it's a new type, it mutated, the body did not recognize it as a virus, and so it couldn't fight against it. was having a hard time fighting it. And that's where science comes in. So they study what type it is, they develop the vaccine for it and stuff like that. It takes time, but yeah, it's getting faster and faster because the technologies are improving more and more. So that's the good thing. We're not as helpless as we were before, when like a huge part of the population gets eradicated because we couldn't do anything about it. Now we have a fighting chance, at least. That's how it looks to me. But yeah, they are saying there are so many types of viruses out there that we have not been exposed to yet. So there are many types of things that can actually hurt us. So that remains to be a risk. That sounds wrong. Black Death, that's the one, yeah. I think that was very deadly in Europe especially, right? Spread across Europe, taking out 200 million. Yeah, exactly. And because nowadays we have the communication, so it's easier to know if something is wrong, and if something is spreading, then we can immediately try and stop it. Although at the same time, that technology is also the problem, because we are carriers of the virus, and because we have all these cool transportation means now, planes, ships, trains, people get to places faster, easier, and so the virus is spread faster and easier as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword what we have in technology. But I think, I'm not sure if this might just be gossip, but I think Australia was able to develop a vaccine already. I don't take my word for it. That might just be a rumor. Oh crap, I missed my turn, didn't I? Dang it. Should have been on that end there. But actually it's not that bad. We can actually pass through some other roads here. I do love driving past Brussels, just because it's so scenic, and even though the junctions are so confusing, they look really good. And a pleasure to drive in. The plague! Mostly transmitted by fleas. Goodness, huh? Yeah. The fleas travel on rats on cargo routes. Oh, I see. Wow. Goodness, huh? I mean, it's hard to even imagine how those things combine, but they do. And it's just a matter of, I don't know, luck or misfortune, how those all contribute towards what we have now. What they're really scared about this time, I think, is they're checking if it's possible to transmit the virus from human to human. And I think they've proven that already. That's why they've made this a global incident. Because I think there was a case already. So initially, I think most of the people that are infected, that are confirmed to be infected, are from that region in China. What was that place? Wuhan or something? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But I remember watching something. I think in Japan they have a confirmed case already. A Japanese man who has never been to China, but he got it because he's a tour bus driver from tourists from that region, from Wuhan. So when people from Wuhan arrive in Japan, I guess he's the guy who drives them around. And that's how he contracted the virus. So it can spread from person to person. that's what's scary about it. Oh yeah, this one. Look at how beautiful this junction is. So many layers in there. Let's take a photo of this. That would be very nice. Within 10 years, all of Europe was covered. Wow, goodness. Ring Around the Rosie is about. Oh, I am not familiar with that song. Look at how convoluted that junction is. That just looks so cool. The more layers, the better. Let's go with that. Ford F-Max. Well, the Ford F-Max comes with EVR sounds already. And he's done a pretty amazing job at it. I don't know, I don't get that craving that we need more for it. And it comes with a truck too, so that's even better. Don't have to maintain it separately. Stay in the left lane. Inner 2 lanes. Thank you. Combination of the GPS guidance and reading the signs really helps a lot here in these parts. Oh, amazing. Loving this view. Yeah, exactly. I don't think we need a new engine sound for it. Maybe an engine sound for Iveco. I don't think anyone has ever done an engine sound for Iveco. You guys know? Let's show the Iveco some love. Maybe they won't be such have such crappy reputations if we paid attention to them more. How deep does that go? There's a deep message in there somewhere. Welcome back, Geek Squad. Quick dinner. Didn't EVR say he was going to release an updated Ford F-Max sounds later? Maybe. He might be. Although I can't remember when he said that. It might be during the time before the truck was released. Because I remember he released Ford F-Max sounds even before the good Ford F-Max truck got released. And then he said there that he was going to release a new version when the good truck mod got released, and he did. But I'm not sure if he said anything after that. So from what I know, this is already the final version, or the full version. A paid version of the Ford F-Max sounds might be. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. That's true. Although I have no news about it. Keep to the right, I guess. This looks like we'll be looping around here. Goodness, look at these guys. This road network is amazing. Belgium, the land of spaghetti junctions. Who knew spaghetti was from Belgium? Drive the Ford F-Max, it's heavy for your potato laptop. Oh yeah, it does have quite a steep requirement. That's true. I think they improved the optimization just a bit in the last update, but yeah, still not SCS level. So it might have a steeper requirement than others. Nintendo just announced an Animal Crossing Switch edition. Oh, I'll have to have her look at that one. I've been wanting her to play some games recently, so she can relax a bit. But she hasn't found that game which she really enjoys. I'm hoping this Animal Crossing one will be the one. Thanks for letting me know, Togepi. Animal Crossing for Switch. So, which platforms does it come out in aside from Switch? Okay, that's what that's how I got confused, because I thought Animal Crossing was going to be Switch only, so I wasn't aware of the difference. So the Switch itself, the console itself, cool. An Animal Crossing edition, that's nice. I'll have to look into that, thank you. Maybe it will be cute enough that she wants to buy it. Because I've been hinting it at her since last year, but she doesn't feel the need to have a Switch. Like, even if I will gift it to her, she would rather get something else. So it's not on near the top of her list. And I guess that's mainly because she doesn't have a game that she would really like to play there. Like, it would be nice to have, but not really a must-have. Oh man, this city is amazing. Are we in Brussels itself? I think so. Passing through in the middle of Brussels here. But yeah, maybe with Animal Crossing, I'll be able to finally change her mind. Because she did seem to like the idea of Stardew Valley. And maybe if it's portable, Switch, and something along those similar lines, she might enjoy it. Coming out in March, right? Ideas. Let's take a photo here. Is there a good background? Oh, not that scenic here, but we'll take a photo anyway. Quick, hide that from Jack. Jack and animals? Let's just say he's not the best animal caretaker around. I think that will look pretty good as a thumbnail, huh? That actually looks pretty darn good. And the reason I'm putting a space here below, because this is where the date will go. Laying it out for the thumbnail. Animal Bloody Crossing. Oh my goodness. Don't want that. Yikes. Frosty mod side effects, looks like. Overgrown bushes. Hey, 50 here. Let's not crash into that guy. Almost didn't make it. Where'd you find that emote? Fits you very well. I don't recall passing through city center like this. Not the most practical thing to do, but my goodness, Brussels has done very well, huh? Has this been remade recently? Because I noticed the entire Brussels is grayed out for me. Maybe in one of the more recent Pro Mods versions. Fuso! Oh, you won't like this. Someone commented on my channel. I think they're a mechanic, maybe a mechanic from Japan. And I'm not sure if this has any truth, but this is what they said. Oh yeah, that is definitely a Chris45 trailer. I don't know any of those in the existing trailer packs I have. So it does come with AI vehicles, apparently. But I think frame rate is still good, right? So anyway, this guy said he's a mechanic, and he said Isuzu is #1 best truck, along with another brand, I think Hino. So it's a very famous brand in Asia, but he said Mitsubishi is crap. So might not be the best news for Fuso. Puts fingers in ears and hums. La 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 la. Not hearing anything. Fusno. I didn't say it, Alex did. Fuso or Fusno? Fuso rules. It does come with a built-in voice navigator. Maybe that works. Is that a frog? Who's our frog guy again? Someone likes dishing out those frogs in chat. $340, my goodness. Yes. Thanks, Calvin. Have a good night. Thanks for staying up. Catch you next time. Ciao. Oh, it's Dal. Yes, that's right. Dal, our frog guy. Now I'm hoping this is one of those junctions I passed through. Yeah, it looks like it's this one. Good. You know, the GPS has to be adjusted for these, how do you say, parallel lanes. Like, you know how it is in the German cloverleaf interchanges, where you have this main road and you have this side road which is leading into the cloverleaves, the off-ramps. But the GPS doesn't have any indication that you have to make that lane change from the main road to the parallel road. If you get what I mean. And you don't notice until you miss it, or unless you know that that's the kind of interchange it is, kind of junction it is. It's quite tricky. If they can find a way to, at least in the GPS, like make that into like a right turn to indicate that you have to change lanes, that would be more than enough. I think they can only detect those right turns for sharper turns, not simple lane changes. Hey Nick, welcome back, man. Yes, it's been a while. How have you been? Nice, FS19 download complete. So when are we farming, Alex? That's great, man. You might have to do a bit of setup with the wheel first. Jay has a nice link in the Discord for centering spring. because Farm Sim doesn't have force feedback, the best you can have is centering spring settings. So at least the wheel centers itself when you steer it, so there is a bit of force in there. You can feel a bit of force, but it's not really reflective of what you're driving through. If you're driving through rough roads, that's not an indication, it just centers itself. But it's the best we can have. True Reacts and FS19. Oh my. I think we need to put Alex in a different farm. The True Reacts farm. You know, I was thinking about it a while ago. It would be nice when we get more familiar with the farming, because right now, well, at least me, I'm still learning. But later on, when we get our own private server, we can have this monthly thing, or I don't know, quarterly thing, where we group ourselves into separate farms, like I don't know, 2 or 3 farms, and have like a competition, you know. And at the end of that period, that month or that quarter, we can have a look who has the most money, or however you measure it, and then we can have a winner and maybe get some prizes in, I don't know, something along those lines. It would be a very nice competition, because having a level of competition like that, you know, racing towards supplying those farms, would be a very interesting experience. I'm sure it would push us to farm more. But I think we plan that more down the road, when we have our own server, and when I at least am more familiar with the farming mechanics, so I'm not dead weight. Oh, rainbow! Nice. Let's take a photo after we cross this roundabout. Almost there, finally. Let's take a photo like this one. Aceto Pharma, there we go, that's the one. Funny Farm. US for Psychord. I had in mind something more grand, but I think this will do. Not too shabby. Yeah, that would be nice, because you can have multiple farms, right? And I was thinking a while ago, so because right now what we have is we have a single farm, all of us in there, so it's a cooperative game, and so it's great. So we can learn about the map, we can do everything, and we will have no competition, because like if there are only like 3 places you can supply, you can take your time and supply them as you will. But if you have competition, if you have other farms, then you will race and get that customer first to get that income, that revenue. And it's going to be an entirely different equation. Like you would be, I don't know, blocking each other, dropping manure in front of each other's bases. All the chaos that ensues. Could be pretty interesting if there are enough of us. Worried about starting the tractor. Oh, don't worry, I don't think we can do much worse than how that started out. But look at Jack now, able to start his own tractor, able to deliver all the diesel we need. Get us some money. Oh, that's a wiggly trailer. Forgot about those steerable axles. But that's actually perfect for what we need here. Right, that's perfect. That actually fit in perfectly like so. Amazing. Nice. I love these trailer variants from Chris. Oh, silly you. I have a feeling that's not how you wanted to express that. Complete understatement in comparison. Ouch. One sec, to get the shot in. Goes back that way. No, thank you. You got the message all the way from England? Yeah, I can imagine so. I think that one is default. That looks familiar. But these other ones, I don't think so. Transformer spare parts. Oh goodness, that's wild. So I don't think we have too many options at the moment. No, I don't want any of those. We can jump to Brussels maybe. Oh, that's cool. That looks like Transport Fever stuff. Old army truck. Loads. This is from the Krone Profiliner? No, Box Liner, I think. That one works, yes. Recycled plastic pellets. Oh, this one looks great. Heavy container lifter to Barcelona. Let's go with that. Not sure if we can finish it, but we can try. Starting off in Brussels. Let's do it. This one. Oh, look at those. Anyone know what those are? Looks like support of some type. Maybe for the bridge also. Oh no. Heavy container lifter. Storage tank brackets. Ah, okay. So for the tanks. Good. Oh, what the heck happened? Did I see that? Like Jack's deer falling from heaven. So how's our fuel consumption? 52.1. This will not go any better. I think it's better we just keep the Scania logo there for ambiance. A trailer from God. Oh, that's new. That's a new switch for the high beams. Springy switches. Not too shabby. So I think it's that one. Might have to attach diagonally though. Straight up, there are these boxes in the way. Let's see. Hey, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream. And feel free to say hi so we can greet you properly. That might work. Just eyeballing it. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Let's try again. Hey Money, welcome to the stream. How are you? Are you a trucking fan as well? Thanks for following, Money. Appreciate that. Try it again one more time like this. Nope. Need some assistance from exterior view. I thought it was pretty close though. Thanks, man. You're a trucker. Is that a virtual trucker or a real life trucker? Oh, there we go. Got lucky there. Nice. Huge vehicle. How many axles does that trailer have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Steerable for sure. So I have to be very gradual with the steering. Otherwise it will kick to the other side. Play these games a lot. Nice. And I cannot move. 54 tons. I think we need an upgrade on the transmission. I don't have parking brake on, but I cannot move. Dang it. That's going to be a problem. Actually, I'm not sure if it's because of the trailer is stuck really. This has happened to you in the same spot. If echo is needed. Yeah, I think it's stuck. It's not just because of the engine. It really is stuck against maybe something. Those boxes maybe. Yeah, see, it's kind of stuck somewhere. Maybe because I'm steering. Probably. So if I go straight like this instead. Yeah, but it's still hitting something from here. Do love the sounds though. There we go. Alright. Perfect. Out of the woods. Okay. Let's turn through here. Use the space we have. Make that gradual turn. And off we go. That looks good. Eeh. Left side, right side. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Right side was a bit too much. Oh, this is a wider trailer than I expected actually. Let's move to the left like so. That looks a tad better. Alright. Yeah, it didn't look like we were hitting anything, but maybe the boxes, hitbox thing as you mentioned. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit something now though. Those steerable axles are not that steerable. And man, is this heavy. 54 tons. Heavy container lifter. I don't think you need that adjective for us to know how heavy it is. I know, right? Apparently they make an exception. remember they actually have a service where they would assemble things for you, but at a cost. Wow. But yeah, these European heavy haul trailers are much more nimble than their American counterparts. Those US trailers with the multiple connected how do you say, joints, don't want to turn at all. What's lifting? Ah, the steerable axle in the middle. That guy doesn't want to move. I guess I blocked him? Not really. He could make his way if he just scooted over a bit. Yes, exactly. You don't need as much maneuverability. That's true. You can afford having those super long things. You don't have these kinds of roads there. Or maybe you do, but your trucks don't need to go through them. There are alternatives. How bassy that is. Goodness, love that. Let's take a photo here. Right here. Oh, the rainbow is still here. Perfect. That looks fine to me. Good. Oh my goodness. And we are on a flat road and I could hardly move. I have to pass by a mechanic. Get some more heavy haul specific transmission. Stay here in the middle. We're going on the ring E40, E19. I'm not sure. I think we're staying here, but on the left, this one, E19. There we go, perfect, exactly. Man, look at that sunset, huh? Beautiful. That is so scenic. Thanks to Natural Lux and JD6's reshade preset. Perfect. And it was just gliding all the way through, coasting. Now this one, I'm not so sure. I think here on the right, yes. So we'll be turning to the left here. This one right here, yes. Very interesting roads. Man, the road networks here in Belgium. Different level altogether. I'm not actually sure which one is more hardcore, the ones in Spain or the ones here in Belgium, but they're very close, I must say. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, highways for junctions. The German roads are more relaxing. The Belgian roads are more adventurous, I would say. We need fuel? No, halfway there. Loopy might be the word. That's true. Farm sim hype. I kinda noticed. I remembered that joke entering just as we were in the peak of it. And it looked so suspicious, I really thought it was Jack for a few minutes. Until he got offended that we were calling him as a different person. This one. Why me? I don't know, you're the first person that came to mind. Kind of fits the profile. Ooh, that's a nice trailer. What are those? Air conditioning units? I get all the blame. You know, right? Oops, sorry. Game got confused, thought we were still outside. So have you guys been able to watch Squirrel's video yet about SnowRunner? I haven't seen it yet. So I'm not sure what it's about, like an early access thing or a sneak peek. Man, I love that view. That weather. As the sun sets and the fog just starts to accumulate in the distance. SnowRunner maps are 4 times larger than Mudrunner. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I remember the Mudrunner maps are quite large already. It takes some time to get from one place to the other. That's what I like. First person is much better. I hope they implement track IR. Mudrunner but abandoned. Why? New graphics and physics engine. Oh, that one I was not expecting. Cool stuff. Maybe I can try getting in touch with the developers. I wouldn't be the authority on snow, but maybe they would like an outsider's point of view. A guy who's ignorant about snow. If they can teach a guy who's ignorant about snow, they can teach anybody. Hey, Scripps! Glad to have you here, man. Welcome back. What is that? Mickey Mouse? How have you been? Let's go and find the rest area. Oh, we are coming across one of those ugly junctions. Old school SES junctions. I remember this mod that Jay recommended. It replaces some of these junctions into newer ones. This might be part of that adjustment. It's actually a pretty interesting mod because some of the junctions were missed or have not been covered by pro mods, so he covers all of them. Well, maybe not all of them, but some of them. Let's go and stop on this next rest area. The Singaporean Snow King. Yeah, we had to escape Singapore weather the other day. Went to a beach, get away from all that heat. Singapore winter is like 1 degree colder than usual. Rest area for trucks, please. Oh, there. Okay, in the distance. Dead mouse. Why does that guy sound familiar? looks good. Turn off the beacons. And off we go. It's a sentence reference from Kingdom Come game. Someone gives directions by saying, then you turn left at abandoned house. It's like a snow house of the the humor in that game is interesting, huh? Beacons on. Good to go. Electronic dance music creator. Ah, I see, I see. Nice. Nice logo. He wears a big mouse mask. Very on brand. Can you let me go? Thank you. Chance reading that one. I guess it was French? No idea. Tractor hype. Not sure plowing that snow will help much. By the way, we now have how much? I think more than 100,000 pounds in the farm, thanks to that recent contract that got finished. There are snow plowing mods available for FS19 logging too. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's true. Logging is something we haven't gotten into yet, and snowplow. As in clearing the snow. That would be nice. I saw that you can actually buy salt. You can spread salt on the road, I think. So when winter comes, that would be interesting. Chainsaw. Yeah, chainsaws are default, right? I think that's something that Jack really enjoys. Speaking of logs, I remember Mudrunner and the 3-hour stream we spent loading logs. Goodness, that was painful. So in SnowRunner, I'm guessing there are different kinds of setups like chains on tires and stuff like that. And of course, I don't know anything about it, but I think those are a thing, right? What is that, for traction? Getting stuck, more like. Yeah, that's the more proper term, more fitting term. London Chainsaw Massacre. We'll make sure to keep Jack out of it, any logging related jobs. Total. Oh no. It's your favorite song, guys. See ya. Catch you in the morning. Cat nap. Maybe I should remove that from the playlist. Might be a bit too relaxing. Physics will include ice and snow with varying traction due to snow depth and wetness. Wow, this is cool. That would be interesting. Love the road here, the road textures. Very nice. See? Hey Lucy, welcome to the channel. Sleepy yet? Let the music be your lullaby. Carrying some humongous dumbbells around. I don't think those are dumbbells. It certainly looked like them. Ah, good. No risk of you sleeping then. Good for me. So I take it you're somewhere from Asia? Speeding. There we go. Still speeding. I think this is also a Chris45 trailer. Not so sure, but it certainly looks like one. Not something you see often. Very nice tractor. Blue as well. Oh, look at that. It has those, what do you call those? The ones on the tank. Instead of normal tires. Cool stuff. When do you need that kind of setup? I guess that's more like all-terrain kind of thing. Tracks. Or treads. Oh yeah. Thanks guys. That looks so cool. Looks pretty slow though. Ah, Germany. Very early waking. Nice. We just passed by Germany at the beginning of the stream. That's where we started. We are now in France, making our way towards Spain. Man, I miss driving RJL. Scania R by RJL. I remember there's actually a payware Scania R, I think, by Fred, wasn't it? I remember he was a freeware modder before in the SCS forums, but yeah, now he has a payware Scania truck. He is not allowed in the forums anymore, in the SCS forums at least, but I think he has a pretty good mod going for him. This payware Scania truck mod. Has anyone tried it before? I know there are some huge fans of it. RJL's is pretty good though. Would be interesting to see what Fred's would have to offer. Yeah, me too. But I'm actually not aware of, like, don't know if he has a website or a different forum or... Slow down. Oh, that was close. Thank you. Crap echo. Yikes. How do you get the navigation screen black on the RGL? This one? Well, it's normally black. But what do you mean bright? Like the background is white? You might have a different mod. If you have the DAF XF by VOD enabled, that makes the GPS white. You can remove that and see if it goes back to black, because this is the default look. Or if you have some other GPS mod enabled. Come on, you can do it. Speaking of graphics, yeah, we don't have many Iveco mods around, huh? It shows how much interest there is, or rather the lack of interest there is with Iveco trucks. Don't let it pass. It's a race. The shame. And look at that, the nerve. staying on the fast lane. What is that? Ah, it's like those, how do you say, the floor cleaners, the window cleaners thing. Oh, wow. Biggest stutter ever. Wonder where that came from. Hey Chenwu, Happy New Year. How are you doing? How are things over there? It's a moving lift, but they shouldn't be that high up while transporting. That's a good point. Someone forgot to fold them, it seems. Actually good for French roads, French and Belgian roads, this transmission. We're in 6H, highest gear, 90 kilometers per hour, and we're only driving at 1100 RPM. Nice. How are things in Hong Kong? In Singapore we have many incidents. I think we have 13 now, last I checked, from the virus. And a couple still pending, how do you say, inspection, or I can't remember the term, but some are still being analyzed. Apparently it's not an instant thing. It's quite hard to spot. And yeah, the tricky thing is, I think they mentioned the is it incubation stage? I forgot the term. It's 12 days around that point. So you could be not having symptoms yet, but you have the virus already, and you could already be transmitting it, but you're not sick. You don't have a fever. And that's when it gets really tricky, because though we have all these like thermal sensors now in airports, in seaports and whatnot, all the borders, but I mean, if you're not showing any symptoms yet, then that will not really catch anything, will it? It will catch some of them. What the heck? Oh crap. Yeah, might be too much on the right side there. I have to give a bit more space to my trailer. Explains it. Toretto virus. Not too shabby. I think you will be more than welcome to the Dad Jokes Club, where these two guys here in the stream are president and CEO. Yeah, a bit off topic, but do you guys know the difference? I've always been confused at that. I know I should know this, being a guy in the corporate world, but I don't have a clue what the difference is between president and CEO. I mean, chairman of the board, or chairman and CEO, yes, definitely, but president and CEO, I have no idea. It seems like they do the same thing, to my ignorant eyes at least. Whew. No dad jokes are allowed here, says the Dad Joke King. There we go. Oh crap. I see an ugly junction coming up ahead. Maybe I should have gotten that mod from Jay, huh? He recommended. But this is France DLC already. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as the super old ETS2 junctions. It just looks smaller than the others. Dijon. Why are we passing through a country road? Can't we stay on the highway? Interesting. Have a look at the map. So, A31. We could have gone A31 all the way here, but it decided to make us pass through Dijon, which is very weird. Strange decision. As long as it's funny and not scary, I'm in. Oh my goodness. I think you guys have just been overthrown. Alex and Jack. Step down from that pedestal. I think there's a new king. You're hired. Ooh, fancy. Very interesting loads. Nailed that one. I also realized that I hear the AI trucks, the AI vehicles better. You know, as they're passing you, the sound of their engines, and as the wind pushes by. I just realized that when I was watching my silent trucking vid, that you can actually hear them better now, I think. Not sure if Drive Safely adjusted his volume settings, or if SIP's traffic density changes them. I'm sure his real traffic sounds changes them, but I don't have that enabled. I have only SIP's real traffic density. I like it though, it's very subtle. Not over the top, like every car is a racing car. But yeah, adds to the overall ambiance of driving through roads. 70 here. Hey, thanks thanks for following. My words are going against me at the moment. Feel free to say hi in chat, so we can give you a proper welcome. Maybe into the Dad Jokes Club. Goodness. Soy milk. Whole milk. Soy padre. I think that one I missed. Got left behind with the bus there. Oh my goodness, I know it's absolutely hateful to have to explain the joke. Nice. Unlock Black Sea achievement. I see. Now I'm with you. A little bit of Spanish wordplay there. Unlock Black Sea achievement. Not so sure I've unlocked it. I don't think so. How do you unlock it, by the way? I think you need to discover all cities, I'm assuming. It's an interesting trailer. All these good loads. Man, it's nice to have more variety on the roads. 1st of January, at least for me. Oh my goodness, can't wait for Feb. One, because the budget resets. My budget resets on Feb, and I'm quite negative already. So that will be a relief. But the next one is just simply because Jan 2020 has not been very kind to us, and I'm hoping Feb is better. It's a fresh start at least. We'll see. Keeping my fingers crossed. And the birthday too, that's reason number 3, that's true. Yes. Super cool. Oh yes, and Mrs. Clumsy got me that flight simulator experience, and she even got the longest version, 90-minute version. I was surprised that's the one she got. So looks like I'll be in a flight simulator, a full-blown flight sim. Near my birthday. And I think it includes like a video footage experience, so I might be able to edit that and post it in the channel. I hope. We'll see. But I'll try to document it as best I can. 29 again. Oh yeah, to be 29 again. If we're at it, might as well be 24. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. There we go. It's a bit tipping. Clumsy IRL stream. I don't think I can stream it, but I can definitely make a video at least. It'd be nice though. Hey Epic, welcome to the stream and thanks for following. How are you? You run 2 trips, 2500 km from Istanbul. Congrats. Nice. Oh, so that's how you got the achievement? Interesting. I wonder what the exact requirements are. Mayday, mayday. Do they have volcanoes in that sim? I think they can. There are a couple of options. I'm not sure what they'll give me. Because it can have like a... You can do circuits, patterns around the airport. Couple of landings and takeoffs. You can also do an actual flight, I think. But I guess it depends on the instructor or the guide. But I think initially there is a wait a minute, where's the auto pass? Over here. Initially there's like an evaluation so they know how much you know and how much they need to guide you. And I need to practice. I haven't practiced since this week and it's already Friday. Not good. But it would be nice to finally have a feel of how those switches look like, how they feel like when you turn them, and to get the real pilot's perspective on how things work. I'm quite excited for it. Terrain, 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 terrain. If that was the call out. CEO is the highest ranking officer. Highest ranking office. Visionary, responsible for company direction. President is second in charge, more responsible for day-to-day operations. Ah, I see. Espanol? No. See, I was thinking of the word. No, and I could not think of it. Maybe it's just no. I know just a tiny, mini bit of Spanish. Habla español. No habla español. I have no clue. So CEO is the visionary, president is the operations lead. Something along those lines. I can get behind that. So it's like CEO and COO, isn't it? CEO is the vision, COO is the operations. So what's the difference between COO and president then? Oh my goodness. Although usually you would hear things like president and CEO, like two roles in one person. Yeah, somehow that makes sense though. Hola, milk soy padre. So that's how you use it, huh? Goodness. Just look at that. You guys are doing combo dad jokes already. The dad joke chemistry is real. Clumsy ink coming soon. Hopefully. We'll see. You will see. That would be great, wouldn't it? What city is this? Lyon. It's like a full-blown city. Love it. Is this part of France DLC? Very nicely done. Pardon, hombre. No lo siento, no hablo español. Geek. Lo siento is sorry, right? Does that mean you're not sorry that you don't speak Spanish? I have no clue. Oh, and it's hablo, not habla. See. Oh, there's a mechanic right there. But I don't think I want to change my transmission anymore though, because this looks perfect for driving in French roads. I'll keep it. How are we doing in terms of fuel economy? 50.7, crap. I thought we would do a lot better now. If we reset that, just so we can get an accurate number once we get to the highway, let's see if that changes. It might be negatively impacted with the previous jobs we've had. This is a very nice computer dashboard by Oscar. Yeah, but not a very nice driving maneuver, because I completely missed that post. And now I crashed into someone else. Let's not look at who that was. Just say sorry in advance and off we go. Yes, realistic fuel consumption is enabled. I think that's the reason why we have such high consumption. That's one of the reasons at least. I remember Alex was getting super high or super low scores before. Very good fuel economy. And I think it was mainly because the fuel consumption wasn't ticked. When he ticked it, we got more in the same range. Although mine is definitely worse as always. But it's not as bad anymore. Not as far away. Would have more power and shorter lease, more say so. Maybe. I guess it depends on the organization overall, huh? It's also high on normal hauls. Therefore, we also always have it turned off. Ah, I see. What would be the ideal range? Would you know? If you're going for an eco driving experience. Not heavy haul, but just on highways. On a typical box trailer, maybe. Oh, I ticked it later. Yes. That's why we have equalish scores now. Actually, your best scores were with it ticked. Oh, really? Cool. Ah, that's interesting. Poop trailer incoming. just shows how much you've mastered the game. You got down with an IRL actress down to 24. Wow. On a hill area. Hill area downhill or uphill? I guess that's downhill. Scottson has those scores, and he says, that's what he says, he says he has real fuel economy ticked. Up and downhill, wow. That's a very good score. I hardly get that. I think the best I get normally is 32. Often I get 37. Yeah, I don't know the secret. I don't know how you guys do it. But on the Volvo FMX tipper 4-axle tractor, you're at 62 to 75. I guess that's understandable. It would be nice, but I'm not sure if SES has anything planned this year for gameplay improvements. Because we've heard that they said they are focusing on sounds on 1.37 and on visuals in 1.38, right? But I didn't read anywhere about improvements on gameplay, like new features like multi-drops, I don't know, more fuel economy focus, or any of the realism. So it might be just the same thing we have, but better sounds and better graphics, which is great. But I really hope for something better in the gameplay department. More simulation aspects in one way or another. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, great. Before, AI was pretty crappy there. When they would merge from toll gates, they would just crash into you. They wouldn't be looking at all. Truck from 2013. Around 40 liters on a 2008 MEN. TGS 32.440 without AdBlue and stuff. I see. So 24 on a 2013 truck. 32 on an older truck. That makes sense. More eco-friendly for more modern trucks. The Raft gets great fuel economy. What does it need to run? Just wood? Planks? CEO would have had longer leash, more power. Could be, yeah, that would make sense, EK. Thanks. Honey and rotten fish is the future. Are those fuel for your engine? Quote unquote engine? Goodness. $32 tons gross weight, 440 horsepower, 4-axle tipper. Huge truck, huh? Way behind. Goodness. Technological advancements, huh? Hey, Silver. Thanks for dropping by, man. How are you? How have you been? Keep wondering if SES is waiting for their new World of Truck system to add truck operations and economy features. I wish they have something in the works about those items, because I mean, the driving experience is great already, but I think there are much more features that can be added to really make you feel that you're not just driving, you're really trucking, if you get what I mean. So yes, as a driving simulator, I think they pretty much nailed it. But as a truck simulator, I think there are some certain missing aspects still. In the middle of an insomnia, ouch. Maybe you can use this stream as their lullaby. Hopefully. Yeah. Drive proper 4-axle tippers in ETS. Proper BDFs, yeah. BDFs right now are only from modded. I do love that setup though. That's my favorite kind of setup, the tandems. Without dollies. I hate dollies. Oh crap. Oh crap. That might be a problem, guys. Oh, nice train. Is there a fuel station on the way? We have one right there. I think I'll make it in time. Let's mark that so I don't forget. Let's have a look. 49 liters per kilometer. See, I'm at 50.1. Even at this high speed, low rev range. Turbo pressure, battery voltage, AdBlue level. There's no distance left. Okay. Before we run out of fuel. $450 kilometers to go. Oh yeah. That guy was merging. Thanks for the heads up, Alex. Does that mean we'll have to step on it again then? My goodness. I don't think I can step on it any further. Maybe we'll just have to stop somewhere on the way. Or maybe the truck will stop for us if we don't make it to the gas station. Kinda wanna learn dolly trailers, not HCT ones, proper BDF dollies. Sometimes I get it accidentally, and I was able to reverse in some cases when I got lucky, but oftentimes it would be a real headache. What is the benefit of those dollies anyway? Is it like improved maneuverability, improved turns compared to the normal BDFs? Hey Rohan, you made it just in time. The guy with the finished exams. How did it go? Give that guy some space. Okay, fuel station is close by. Depending on how far we can get on that red range on the fuel, we might be able to make it. Except for accounting. I thought you got it already. Thanks to that YouTube video. Improved turn abilities. You can haul 2 pallets more rather than with a normal trailer. Oh, interesting. So you can actually haul more stuff because there's an additional axle. So like the weight restrictions or something. Yeah, things like that, you know. It would be great if that can be simulated. Because right now those don't really mean much, do they? Yeah, refueling is this way on the left. Right now, when you buy a trailer, when you look for a specific setup, you don't really need to maximize the weight. I mean, BDFs aren't even supported officially, so that's the first step. But even more, I think they're already doing it to a point. but they're not really that focused yet on being mindful of the load on the config. Like that kind of thing. If they can simulate that, when you have a dolly you can hold more, so you earn more. But it's harder to drive in general. Things like that would really help a lot. Add to the entire experience. And yeah, I think they still have to work on the long-term game. Because right now it's still, once you get to this point where you have lots of trucks, there's no more progression left. And I'm not sure how to do it, how to make it endlessly engaging. There's that mobile lift again. But right now, once you reach this level, you're this rich, you don't need to mind the configs anymore. Because anything you do, you'll be earning money. So I'm not sure how to think of a long game there. Oh crap, it's going to be tight. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. It's only harder driving reverse. That's true. The driving forward is no problem, but reversing, for me at least, is a completely different picture. I hate it. In Farm Sim, we have a tanker with a dolly. It's absolutely impossible to reverse. Blind side. Got it nailed once in real life. Just have to drive real slow in order to nail it. But HCT is a lost cause. Those guys are huge, right? Let's go straight here. Yes, these are more subtle sounds. The engine. But I'm not sure which is more realistic. Because the ones from EVR are very raw. And some people are complaining about that. They say the Scania should sound more refined in a way. Goodness, look at that stutter. Wow. I'm still here, guys, but I think trucking left us. That's the biggest stutter I've ever gotten. I don't think you can qualify this as a stutter anymore. There we go. Wow, it was a stutter. Are we still live? Because even my monitors blinked out of existence. Old PC fires. Okay, good. Goodness, that was scary. Now, I'm not sure what could cause that, but Chris45's trailers are the only main thing I changed. So it could be that one. I'm not maxing out on any CPU usage, thread usage, or GPU. Temps look okay. So it might be Chris45 because he's adding stuff to the AI. Sometimes that stutter is there. Maybe no load models, I have no clue. I'll have to monitor it more. I blame Jack, of course you do. Yes, you hear that? You can actually hear the car passing through. Before I remember, you couldn't. Natural Lux or Pro mods, but I've had Natural Lux and Pro mods for weeks, if not months, and I've never gotten that kind of stutter. Chris45's is the only new mod that we've had now. Temps are 70 plus, which It should be fine in my range. Not ideal, but safe. Yeah, that looks good. I don't think it's hardware related. I think it's more overload from what the mods or the game in general is needing. Well, I guess different climates. Too low, you're gonna freeze over. When you still drove TMP, you had the mini console open, only drove Kirkenes twice in and out, and had over 3,000 errors. Wow. Ouch. Blame the weather. Yeah, but 70 degrees is not a problem. I've been streaming with 70 degrees for, well, ever since I got this CPU, this setup. First time we got that huge stutter. So it might be Chris45's. We'll see. Hey, thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to join us in chat so we can greet you by name. This is a custom cooler, but Ryzen being Ryzen, it pushes as much as it can to the safe temps. So it overvolts and stuff like that. Increases the voltage. So that it can boost higher. Scotsman comes alive. If you cannot cook on your PC while gaming, do you even game? Not hot enough. Looks like we will be running out of time, guys. Looks like we'll have to stop the nearest rest area. Oh, we just missed it. Stop there instead. Oh man, that's gonna take a while still. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the convoy action. Feb 1. What was it? 7 a.m. Eastern US time, 1 p.m. CET Central Europe time, and 8 p.m. Singapore time. Pro Mods Convoy. All of them are recorded in idle. Good thing I don't have such sensitive ears. For me, it's good already. Sometimes knowing too much can be a curse, I guess. There you go. Thanks a lot, Jack. You look at that. Helpful, not blameful. And let's go and rest here. End the stream in the morning so we get nice visuals. I'll have to do some drastic turns though, and now I got myself stuck again. Yeah, I probably turned too early. Maybe this is a good ender to the stream then. best place to get stuck in. That didn't sound good. And with that, guys, we end the stream. There you go. Still thought it was an Wednesday. Still have a minute. Well, the toll gate wasn't being friendly. Just like IKEA, yes. Me and Heavy Haul, we don't mix too well. And now the car behind is getting really mad. As snug as a bug in a rug. Nice. Alright guys, let's end it here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for some convoy action. Hope you guys can make it. See you then, and catch you tomorrow. Clumsy Trucking in the meantime, and have a good Friday. Thanks guys. Clumsy Trucking. Case in point. Bye bye. Have a good one.